This is for the week of June 6th through the 11th. Here we go. Today is Tuesday. In fact, it's Tuesday, what is it, 6 o'clock, 6:30? And I'm starting the week a little late, though Mark has been working. He's been packing orders and doing our usual stuff. And it is summertime now. Like, it is hot. Since I was gone, I was actually at the Mother Earth News Fair in Albany, Oregon, and it was hot down there. 39 degrees Celsius. That's about 100 and something Fahrenheit. Very hot. And it was actually the same here. It was really, really hot. And so my patty pans grew about a foot in height over the last 3 days. And they are now producing. We're getting beautiful little baby zucchinis, little patty pans, premium size. And they're at a stage right now where I can probably pick 5 pounds a week maybe, and that'll just get more incrementally more each week, or each week. And I would say in 2 weeks I'll probably be picking 20 pounds or more a week. And it's not a crop that I do a lot of, but it's something that I like to offer some of my restaurant clients who've always used them for us. So it's just something to add a bit of diversity to the crops. Not a major crop. My front yard has grown a ton since I was gone as well. I've got cilantro now, so we'll be ready to harvest some of this for this week's farmer's market. We'll get little 2-ounce bunches out of that, and we'll get many cuts off this bed. We'll probably cut off this bed for a month or more at least. And we've got some beet greens. So these are perfect size. We'll cut them a couple inches off the ground, and that will now go in our salad mix. So this is a neat thing to show you. Is got this bed of beet greens coming along, and you'll notice that my mustards and tatsois are starting to go to seed. And so this will become the predominant auxiliary green in my salad mix for the summer basically. And I will continue to plant mustard, but not as much and in smaller amounts, or not as often and in smaller amounts. And tatsoi is done now. I'm not planting any more tatsoi at all because it will just go to seed way too quickly. And flea beetle pressure starts to come on a little bit too much around this time of year that it's just not even really worth it. The flea beetles don't seem to attack my arugula in the same way that they do the tatsoi. Alright, it's Wednesday morning and we're packing away. We've got one more order to sell, to get to one of our distributors, and just cropped out this bed of beet greens. So it's the first of the beet greens going into our salad mix, and I'll do a video on these that you can see separately, but this is the kind of thing we start to add to our salad mix, because the mustards and the tatsoi I don't really grow much past this time of year. Mustard I'll keep planting, but in tight intervals and in smaller beds, because they all start to go to seed. So those are no longer going to be a predominant part of our salad mix. At this point, it's going to be mostly the 4 different types of lettuce that we have in it, and the beet greens, and a bit of mustard when it's available, and red Russian kale and arugula when they're available as well. Okay, so it's Thursday and Mark and I are just packing for market and assembling restaurant orders, which I think is all done now. And so I'm just doing some dishes, basically washing some totes with this power washer. And a few people were asking me on the last video about the power washer, so I'll just show it to you. It's called a Karcher, and it's a relatively inexpensive. I think it's like a $200 unit. And I'm just washing totes, so I'll put on my head cam and just show you guys how I do that. I don't really want to make a whole video on washing totes because it's probably not that interesting, but you can see how I do this. Okay, so that's just, you know, how we're washing totes. I just make a big pile and then those will dry in an hour, and then I'll just stack them where we would store them. Right now we're kind of in stasis because our roof isn't finished yet. We're still waiting on this tin to lay down, and I've got the gutter guys coming in to install gutters on this greenhouse, so that hasn't happened yet. So our place to store these isn't really ideal yet. So, but that's what we're doing. You know, washing totes, stacking them up, drying them, and then stack them again in neat piles. And that's, you know, what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. The thing that I like about this power washer, opposed to just using this per se, is it uses a substantial amount less water. And I know that by just the amount that fills up in there. You can just see when you're washing how much less water it uses. So it's really conservative that way. It's a little awkward to hold the long thing like this, because you kind of have to, you know, you're washing a tote like this, which is a bit awkward on your wrist. And I mean, if they could make it shorter, that'd be great. I don't know if they can though. I think it has to be a certain length in order for it to get that pressure. All right, it's Thursday morning, and I'm coming out here picking the first of my patty pan squash for the season. So there's not a lot. It's just little bits here and there. And just want to show you little guys, little patty pans down here. So it's mostly patty pans and baby zucchinis that I'm picking right now. Actually, or I should say all yellow zucchinis. They seem to be ready a lot quicker than the green zucchinis. So it's going to pick these. They're all going to go to one customer, because I'm not really producing that much right now. I might get 5 to 10 pounds out of all this, and it'll go to just one customer, and it'll increase each week from here on. Okay, so I just got some of my patty pans, and it's funny because I barely got any from the center. So all the green zucchinis were put in front of the greenhouse here, and I kind of just thought that those would be way quicker to maturity, just because it's facing the south, and opposed to the other side, which gets a lot of shade in the afternoon because of this giant building next to it, right? So this is on the western side of that group of patty pans, and so it has a huge break from the sun in the afternoon. But what I think, or what I'm realizing here, just kind of through observation, is that perhaps morning sunlight is more important than afternoon, because this, you can actually still see, is in a bit of shade from this building on this side of my greenhouse. So these get a bit of shade in the morning, and then they'll get lots of sun in the afternoon. But it seems to be that the patty pans prefer the morning light than having the hot afternoon or early evening light, because it's quite apparent that the ones over there are a lot bigger, the plants themselves and the fruits. So out of all of that, you know, I got a little small tote, feels like maybe 10 pounds there that I picked. 2 little green zucchinis, the rest are all yellow zucchinis and patty pans. All right, I'm here at one of the high rotation plots, and I'm here and I'm going to harvest this bed of spinach and these 2 beds of red Russian. And the spinach I need, but the red Russian I don't. And I'll make another video on this, but I'm going to harvest them anyways, because if I don't cut them now, if you can see here, if I don't cut them now, in 4 or 5 days they're going to be too big, that they won't be that marketable. So I might as well harvest them now, so that I might be able to sell it in the next few days. But then the main thing is that what I'm thinking is that the regrowth in a week will be good, opposed to not using it at all. So I'm better off cutting this and just say composting it, so that next week I get another regrowth that's at the right size that I need. All right, it's Friday, and it's another soaker, and it's a little annoying because our roof isn't finished yet, and so it's kind of hindering what we're able to do today. So anyways, whatever, no point in complaining. So we are just doing the last little bit of packing for the market, putting some radish shoots on the drying screen there, And we just got to pack a couple more things for the market, and then we're all done that. And our plans for the day are a little bit kibosh because we were hoping to do some bed prep and some soil work today, but I don't think that's going to happen in this rain. So we're just going to be working on some projects around here, and I'm off to do some deliveries right now. And so that's kind of how the day is looking. All right, so we're all packed up for the day, and now Mark and I are going to harvest some of this lettuce. It needs to be harvested because it's getting too big. So even though we don't even need it right now, it'll be sold on Monday. So it stopped raining, so we might as well just harvest it now. Okay, we're out here harvesting this huge bed of Salenova. It's so thick that it looks like we're gonna get 100 pounds off it, literally. 50-foot bed, 100 pounds, first cut. We will get at least 2 more cuts, so it's a pretty big bed. But there's something about this that's kind of funny that I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put on my head cam, kind of take you through the process. It's a bit challenging harvesting Salenova that's this thick, because one head, like look at this, this is one head. It's almost like, it's like half a pound of lettuce. It's a ton of lettuce. And when we're harvesting it, we're kind of cleaning it up as we go because there's so much residual kind of dead leaves on the bottom, the ones that didn't get light. And so we're kind of cleaning it up as we go. And so I've got a tote here full of compost essentially, and then a tote here for what I harvest. And so you'll just see as I put the head cam on how I'm kind of cleaning this up as I go. All right, just here checking on one of my high rotation plots, and kind of a bad scenario with my arugula. I had these 2 beds I was hoping to harvest next week, and they've bolted on me. I haven't even cut them, and they've already bolted. That's because over the weekend when I was down in Albany, Oregon at the Mother Earth News Fair, it was hot down there. It was 39 degrees Celsius, which is 100 something Fahrenheit. It was just as hot here. So it's stressed this stuff and it's bolted. So I've got 2 beds of arugula that are basically for the compost now, which sucks, but hey, you know what? That's farming. Shit happens sometimes, and you got to learn to roll with the punches. So the fortunate thing is that I've got enough arugula at other plots going on to the 2nd and 3rd cuts that I won't be short on arugula for a week. There might be a slight dip in production, but it's not super detrimental. And that's the sort of the idea behind diversifying your profile, having other crops going, and you've always got other things to cover your bases when things like this happen. All right, well, that wraps up the week. Now I just do the market tomorrow, and that's the work week. Though I probably will spend some time on Sunday. I always take Sundays off, but we're trying to build a new greens washing station, and so I might mess around on Sunday doing that. And you know, of course, I'll be putting more of that in further videos as we go through the season. But still got quite a bit of stuff done, despite the fact that I wasn't even here I didn't get back to work until Wednesday, really. So a lot happened. Starting to sell a lot more to grocery stores. It's picking up. I've got a new product line that I'll show you guys soon enough. We're packaging our salad mixes in clamshells, and I'll put that out in some further on videos. But I don't want to put it in too early because I'm still kind of waiting to get the product out to some of these stores. But we've got a really busy week next week, and we're really behind on planting. The weather has kept delaying us from getting some beds prepared, and we've got 2 plots in particular that need a lot of work done on. And so I'll try the best I can to get that stuff in the videos, but I might just have to hunker down and just give her for a week. But you'll at least get the updates to let you know what we've been doing. But you know, sometimes it's hard for me to hold the camera when I really just gotta hunker down and give her. So I'll do the best I can to keep you guys updated. So hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. I've been having a blast making them. And if you want to see more stuff like this, please hit the subscribe button right now. Like and share them with your friends. And of course, check out my online course, profitableurbanfarming.com, and my book at theurbanfarmer.co. And if you'd like to make a donation to the show, it's always appreciated. And I'm so thankful to those of you that have, because it's been hugely helpful. Because I've had to step off the farm a little bit more to make these videos. So it's a huge help. Anyways, if you want to donate, you can do it at theurbanfarmer.co/support. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.